Greetings, hello, and a very warm welcome to the channel. The rain is pouring, and the Magpie is casting. Coming at you once again with another 1 vs 1 battle, live from the ladder. Featuring, spawning in the north, today it's going to be the United States forces of Walther. And spawning in the south, it's going to be the Overcommand West forces of Prihodkos. Prihodkos, that sounds like kind of Greek or something, maybe? Something like that, I don't know. Sounds Greek anyway. Walther, of course, that is a rather that's a pretty English name. Yes, the map today is oh my goodness, what's happened to my map knowledge? It's not Arnhem Checkpoint because I know what that one looks like. Is this Angerville? No, because I feel like Angerville is a snow map. Well, the map today is this one. Damn, I'm going to have to go back and look at the maps or, like, come up with a cheat sheet or something, because this is getting ridiculous. This is, like, 50% of my last forecasts. I could not remember the name of the map. This is just dire. Anyway, this is going to be the map. We got some Storm Pioneers rocking and rolling with these riflemen. That's not a fight that they're going to win, and I'm actually amazed that Prihodkos is staying here long enough to trade. I don't think that really behooves. I don't think that really does him very well. Of course, Storm Pioneers are more expensive than riflemen, so even if he trades evenly, it's not going to be really in his favour, and I don't think he's going to trade evenly in a fight like that. Not between buildings. Kubelwagen are going to be moving out onto the left flank. That's going to get caught out by some rear echelons, actually, and I don't really like the way he's taking it. Whoa, he needs to back on up. Wow, this should never have happened. A Kubelwagen can take some rear echelons. He needs to keep moving. Oh my god, is he going to lose this Kubelwagen? Wow, I mean, that is possibly the worst Kubelwagen micro I've seen. I'm not exaggerating or anything, I just think that probably is. Wow. So he just traded a Kubelwagen for one rear echelon squad member, sorry. That is not so hot. Prihodkos probably out a little too late last night, and oh my, he's not just going to be losing these Volksgrenadiers, is he? Come on, buddy, come on, pull yourself together, man. Just splash them, or just pause the game, go grab a cup of tea. Oh, you can't pause the game, damn it. Oh, well, just sprint to the bathroom, splash some cold water on your face here, Prihodkos, man, because this is getting out of hand already, and we're like, you know, 2.5 minutes into the game. This should not even be possible, let alone happening. Anyway, let's take a look at the force composition here for our American player, seeing as how he kind of has one. It's 3 squads of riflemen, and they are going to be matched up against 3 squads of Volksgrenadiers. Now remember, Volksgrenadiers weighing in at 250 manpower squad are actually cheaper than riflemen, and the very cheap Kubelwagen is only 210, and Overcommand start with more manpower, so that's how come they've got the same number of units, even though Prihodkos has lost himself his Kubelwagen. He's not just feeding these Volks in one by one at close range to these riflemen, is he? This is terrible! You don't want to do that! Oh my goodness, that's like flawless victories for those rifleman squads. That's just crazy. That is not how you use Volksgrenadiers. Maybe this is Prihodkos' first time using Overcommand or something, because so far I've not seen him take one favourable engagement. He traded poorly with the Storm Pioneers in the building, he traded poorly with all of his Volks, and he traded super poorly with his Kubelwagen, so nothing really going to plan. This actually looks like a fight finally he may be able to take. This is like 9 rifles worth of Volksgrenadiers against very few riflemen, so there we go, he forces them back. And he needs to start capping some stuff on the map, because you know, he's going to fall pretty far behind if he doesn't. Now, these Storm Pioneers, I mean, they're just totally unsupported. Wow, the rear echelons are not going to be able to take them on, though, so maybe it's not so bad at the moment. But, yeah, he'd love to have a Kubelwagen out there backing them up. Anyway, here comes the Schwerverband Schlepper, so that's moving on out, and by the fact that it is moving on out, that's probably going to be deployed into a battle group at HQ. Oh, my goodness, though. I mean, why is he putting it here? Because if he builds his battle group at HQ here, that's a terrible place, and if he's not going to build it here, then he wants to send it here so it can go all the way around, because it's just going to have to turn very slowly to face this direction, then come around here, and then drive around there. I mean, for Max Schleppers, you've got to be efficient with their movement, and maybe I'm just being overly critical, but this seems like just a bad place to put your Max Schlepper whilst you're waiting to deploy it, because I don't think you want to put it here, and putting it here would be like, or even just here would even be faster, like... Anyway, 3 squads of Volks going to get the drop on these riflemen, going to run right on up and start point-blanking them. Gets the fallback on those rifleman squads, so finally taking another nice fight here is Prihodkos, and here comes a lieutenant though. Wow, that's a pretty early lieutenant. I suppose the American player has had some field domination. And actually, you know what, it's not even that early. Never mind. So anyway, a lieutenant's on the field, and of course he's got a Tommy gun and a BAR, so pretty spicy amounts of anti-infantry firepower there, and yet, sure enough, those Volks are going to be forced back. The battle group at HQ is going to deploy right here, as I feared, and the reason I think that this is a bad position for it is because you're almost always going to get the forward fallback research at some point, and if you do that in this location, anytime you fall back a squad, it's going to have to run all the way around this wall, or if it's coming from the left-hand side of the map, it's going to have to run all the way across the map. So you're committing pretty hard to fighting on the right-hand side of the map. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, if the American player, let's switch to the American player's line of sight here, because if the American player can see, oh, he sees the deploying truck. I think he's actually too late to stop it though. Yeah, he's too late to stop that truck from deploying. Wow, I thought for a second there Prihodkos was going to lose his first truck, which is always a bitter pill to swallow if you're playing as overcommand. Seemingly that's not going to be the case. And I have to say, actually, I can now see a couple of upsides of having your truck in this position. I mean, it is very close to the right-hand 2 victory points. So clearly, Prihodkos is going to focus his fight here, but I still don't really like it. I still prefer positioning your truck, like, even just here is better. And the reason I say that is because it's pretty much the same distance to the all-important right-hand side of this map, but it's much more easy for your troops to fall back from the left and reinforce, and also to access the left once they have fallen back. So I feel like by positioning it here, you're giving the Americans quite an advantage on the left-hand side of the map. And yeah, there's only one victory point over there, but there's still, you know, a fuel point, a munitions point, and, you know, all other things being equal, he who holds the left will win. So it's a risk. It's a risk. But we'll see. You know, sometimes you got to take risks. And clearly the plan here from Prihodkos is almost a sort of denied flank strategy. It's just like, oh, I'm not going to send any forces to the left, so deal. And we'll see what happens. Actually, having said that, he is actually going to send some forces. So. Anyway, a Rakettenwerfer coming out. That'll be in response, of course, to the utility car that we see out for the American forces. Whoa! 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 This is highly irregular. There should not be an arm sticking out. Okay. All right. Okay. That is. Okay. They're just gonna take him with them. Oh, that was too good. That was too good. Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna gather myself in here. Right. Okay. Right. Let's get back to it. Casting. Hardcore. Professional. Let's do this. So. The armoured skirts upgrade, going to keep this utility car alive just for a little bit longer as this Rakettenwerfer spews a rocket into it. And Storm Pioneers here in a great position behind this heavy cover, actually. They're going to be able to do quite a lot to deflect this American push here. No forward fallback research forthcoming just now for Prihodkos, but he does have the munitions, so let's see if he decides to commit them. We do have the Feuersturm Doctrine, actually, on the commander's roster. So I'd quite like to see that cracked up. Of course, it's not often we see that. Meanwhile, on the left flank, we've got an American half-track. It's the M5, and that's going to be gunning down these Volksgrenadiers, forcing the fallback. They were not able to get anything done on the left flank, so a little bit of a shame there for for Prihodkos. Walther's chosen his commander, of course. He's gone for the brand new Tactical Support Company, so fantastic. We get to see this another time. This is the second time I've ever seen it on the channel, so this is good times. And whoa, these Storm Pioneers getting outgunned, and now, whoa, he's going to look, oh, that could be a squad wipe. They're taking some heavy fire there. He's going to get away with that, but geez, by the skin of his teeth. Anyway, yeah, Walther here, going to be opting to take the Calliope commander, as it were. This is a pretty cool commander. It gets pretty much everything you want. It has a fantastic munitions dump for just raining in some firepower. It has a half-track call-in, and you know, it has the 19 A6 LMG upgrade, and of course the Calliope, which is a very powerful indirect fire tank. Which is pretty cool. Not many factions, and indeed no other factions, can say they've got a pretty cool indirect rocket tank. Lieutenant here in a fantastic position, being quite the thorn in the side of Prihodkos here. Of course, this actually has range over the battalion, the battle group at HQ, so that's super annoying. Flak half-track is the choice, actually, for Prihodkos. This is interesting. This will be... Whoa! The American half-track. He can upgrade this to a quad mount? Oh my god, I didn't even know that was an option for the American forces. Jeez! Oh my goodness, that makes this commander look real strong. Real strong, and he's going to ride down these Volksgrenadiers. Here comes a flak half-track, but you know what, I think that the Quad 50 might be able to... Well, it's not going to stay with the Rakettenwerfer there, that's for sure. So anyway, this Volksgrenadier gets saved, which is lucky as hell, I think, for the Axis player, who now I see is actually getting some capturing done on the left flank. So some good work there, good work there. And these Volksgrenadiers, if they get themselves set up in some nice cover, might actually be able to take these riflemen if they take the fight without cover. Half-track here, going to ride on forwards, getting deployed in a very fast time there, actually. Seemingly it was just almost instantly deployed there. That's very strange. The quad mount here, the Rakettenwerfer being used to good effect, actually. Just look at that barrel sticking out the window here. Is he going to be able to get a shot into this half-track? It would make the difference. Yep, and there it goes. And possibly, yep, there we go. The flak half-track for the Axis forces, able to pick up the kill. That's 120 munitions plus 200 manpower, no, 350 manpower and 30 fuel. Although, do they come with a squad? Oh, no, it doesn't come with a squad. So, yeah, that was actually a pretty significant pickup there for Prihodkos, who may actually be just about pulling himself back into this game. Storm Pioneers take a nice engagement against those riflemen, and this Rakettenwerfer is in a really nice position. I actually like this quite a lot. Not often, because Rakettenwerfers do, I mean, they're the worst anti-tank gun in the game in terms of raw anti-tank performance, but they actually have, you know, of course, two other advantages. They can fit in buildings and they're allowed to fall back, so making use of one of those abilities to good effect, and it's, I have to say, the one I see used less often. Not often I see Rakettenwerfers used to good effect from buildings, so this is interesting stuff, and I like to see it. These Volksgrenadiers, seemingly a hand grenade going to get thrown into that building preemptively by the American player, but the Volksgrenadiers had no designs to get into that building, so kind of a little bit of a waste of munitions there, but, you know, Walther can afford it right now. And the Volksgrenadier is going to get set up in a reasonable building, but they're just going to trade very badly, I feel, against that lieutenant and the rifleman squad, though. Having said that, here comes some support in the form of another rifleman squad, but there's this utility car on the flank here, on the right. Just look at the amount of damage these Volksgrenadiers are taking. This is going to have to be a fallback. There we go. But they have bought time for their friends here to punch through, and they find the 3/4 ton ambulance. There could almost certainly be a kill coming down on this ambulance here. He just needs like one more rifle hit. Focus the ambulance. There we go. So he's able to pick that up. So Prihodkos actually kind of able somehow to get some damage done here. Wow, this half-track has still not been repaired. What on earth are the Storm Pioneers doing? Here they come now, but man, this has been a slow repair, very slow. This half-track would have been super useful if during that entire fight it was able to position itself just here. That would have been hosing these buildings, screening out the utility car. That would have turned that into a totally dominant push. So, bit of a shame here that Prihodkos wasn't able to repair that half-track, but anyway, this utility car for the American player is actually still doing work. Whoa, I don't know about driving in here though. I mean, there's a Rakettenwerfer nearby, there's the flak half-track, there's some Volks with a Shrek somewhere. So you've got to be real careful with this utility car, but he gets away with it, does Walther, and the utility car going to continue its spree. 10 kills on that thing, nearly 2 stars of veterancy, so well handled by the American player there, who's taking the left flank right now completely. And this is what I was sort of worried about. If I crack the tactical map, I can elucidate a little better. By putting your battle group at HQ here, all of your forces are basically focused around this area, and that's kind of okay on this map, because 2 of the victory points are like in close proximity to this battle group at HQ. But it basically means that it's very hard for you to operate in the left-hand side of the map. And, you know, we're talking here about 5 resource points, plus a fuel point, plus a munitions point, and, of course, 1 of the victory points. So, I don't know about this positioning on the battle group at HQ. I feel like if it was here, then he would have just the same strength attacking this right flank, but still have, but then have much easier access to put pressure on the left flank. And that keeps your American player on his toes and means that he can never be happy, or, you know, he can never just secure this flank of the map with like 1 rifleman squad, which is basically what he's done. So I feel like by putting this battle group at HQ too far to the right, you actually allow the American player to commit all of his forces to the right as well, and that almost basically makes it a fair fight on the right flank. So for these reasons, I don't think that's very good positioning for that. Anyway, speaking of good positioning, for now, this flak half-track is in a great position. There's no real anti-tank out here for the American player. Why is he smoking? Oh, because he doesn't want to get hit by an anti-vehicle grenade from the rifleman. I don't know. I think I would have just taken the anti-vehicle rifle grenade, because that flak half-track would have been hosing down all this infantry. That smoke is being very useful right now for the American players as well. I mean, this LMG here, kind of being reduced in effectiveness. And Prihodkos has chosen his fortifications doctrine. I won't review that just now, of course, because we've got a fierce battle going on. Grenade comes down on these Volks, and there's no dodge, so they get blasted to bits. The 3 of them going to get out of there somehow, though, and the Rakettenwerfer is going to be forced to relocate / fall back as well. So, pretty disastrous fight there for Prihodkos. And like I say, I just think, you know, he could have taken the anti-vehicle grenade. Anyway, a Sherman on the field right now for Walther. That means that there's a major on the field somewhere. Yeah, here it comes. So, pretty early, well, actually no, about a reasonably timed Sherman. 14 minutes is pretty standard, actually. And that's going to force this flak half-track out of there. He's going to pop smoke and run, but the Sherman can run through as well. Rakettenwerfer gets a nice tag onto that Sherman. I don't know, whoa. Is this half-track going to try and scurry through here? I think it can fit. But anyway, what shells is he loading right now? He is loaded on armor-piercing shells, so this Sherman is definitely looking for the flak half-track and will not be well equipped to take on these infantry. Taking a lot of hits, actually, on the way out. The Rakettenwerfer and the Shreks on the Volks able to do a lot of damage there. And, pardon me. And that is the sound of a light gun you can hear firing in the background. And this is a nice choice. If you're going to try and put a lot of pressure on the right flank, having a light gun pushed up as far as, say, these sandbags even, is a pretty nice choice. That's going to enable you to hoon fire onto the victory points and things. And the American player right now, he's just going to take this opportunity to fall back, reinforce, rearm his troops, and pick himself back up. Somewhere in that, he managed to lose his major as well. I don't know where the major was taken out. I'm looking for his corpse on the battlefield. I have persistent bodies set to very high, so these things... he just disappeared. He was here. So, that's strange. I am not quite certain how he was able to lose his major there. Could it have been a lucky lie round? Not sure on that one. Sorry, I missed that. Anyway, the major has been taken out. What the... Was he just in a vehicle? Because it seems like he's here now. Or I'm blind. I don't know. Whatever. I'm probably just blind. Oh yeah, the major wears a coat that's like light, not dark, so actually that body that I spotted was not his. Anyway, long story short, the American player still has a major, so yeah, that's good. The Sherman's going to get repaired, that's all standard stuff there, the vehicle crew tending to that one. 3 squads of riflemen, gonna get fanned out and taken into some nice positions in these buildings. The utility car is of course still active, lieutenant's up to 3 stars, so quite the American army right now, 56 supply, under 62 for the Axis player. And but far more well equipped, I think, and also of course with some heavy tank support. Now, is there a Schwerpanzer HQ? No, there's not even another truck yet for the Axis player. So he needs to build another truck actually, because he's been stuck on Battle Group HQ tech for some time, and this Sherman is going to start being issues. Using high explosive shells now to dominate this machine gun that's in the building. And I mean, like, this is what I was afraid of. Look at this. This is an entire swathe of the map here, which the Axis player Prihodkos has had no influence over whatsoever. So that's like really significant. The entire battle has been here. And that's kind of what you sign up for when you put your Battle Group at HQ here. So... Pardon me, hang on a second. Anyway, so yeah, that's a pretty significant disadvantage of putting your Battle Group at HQ here. And the American player Walther, he doesn't actually, you know, he could have pushed through here. It would have been very risky, but he could have pushed through for the light gun there. That actually could have happened. These Volksgrenadiers need to get out. They are super low, getting hooned on by way too many things. This is a Sherman with high explosive rounds. You can't afford to have a low health 3-star squad fall back past this unit. So this is pretty bad. The riflemen are getting fantastic positions, raking fire from the 1919 LMGs. An unlucky lie kit smiting his own Volksgrenadiers. The Sherman loaded on HE. The utility car here at the back. So many Garans. And that is going to be a squad wipe. Yeah, that is a squad wipe on 1 squad of Volksgrenadiers. I feel the others were lucky to get out of there. And it's not going well for Prihodkos right here. He is getting taken apart right now. If we look at the scoreline though, somehow he's not that far behind. Which is kind of amazing, actually. I thought he was way further behind. Now that I look at that, he's not super badly positioned in this game. But the Sherman's going to come crashing through this wall, loading high explosive rounds into this light gun here. And remember, these high explosive rounds, they just don't take prisoners. They are pretty severe. Volksgrenadier is going to come forward to, to screen the medium tank back. 2 hits going to force it away. The flak half track here, nearly up to 2-star veterancy, but I think it's safe to say that this hasn't really been particularly efficient. I mean, it's been alive for a long time and it hasn't really secured any massive damage, or I feel it hasn't really helped turn any major battles or anything. So anyway, another Sherman coming up for the American player. Wow. When can he call in the Calliope? He can call it in now. Oh, well, in which case I kind of question his choice of another Sherman. I think a Calliope would be a really smart choice right now, because you can just rain rockets right here, and that's probably game if you start doing that. I think actually just a Calliope would have been a much smarter choice. And I mean, like, the Calliope, yeah, it is a rocket tank, but it can still help. You can still just have it fighting here at the back, you know, using its gun, just using its heavy armor, just being useful at the back. Don't send it in, don't treat it like a regular Sherman, it's not. But, you know, but the fact that it's a tank with a rocket rack on top is super useful, and it actually means that you get some of the utility of a Sherman out of the Calliope. So Flak half-track going to finally get set up in quite a decent position here, but I think this Sherman's going to force it away quite soon. Here it comes. It is set to anti-vehicle, and it has loaded armor-piercing rounds. But a timely smoke going to come down off this Flak half-track. And random trivia, that smoke off this half-track is actually free. It doesn't cost munitions, it just requires veterancy 1. So you're able as an open command player to make liberal use of it. It's not going to make any difference in the end, though. The Sherman happy enough to stalk on through, and that is going to take out the Flak half-track. Here comes the second Sherman, rocking and rolling on in. And I guess, actually, you know what, maybe Walther just thinks he's so far ahead that he can just afford to Hadouken punch with 2 Shermans here and push for the win. And that may be the case. Volks Grenadiers in a nice position though, lots of veterancy on these 2 squads of Volks, with 37 supply under 67. Look at the top left, look at the top right, and ask yourself, who's better positioned to take this fight right here, you know? And you know, if the Overcommand player loses this position, he loses all his tech. And actually not all his tech, he has finally deployed, he's got another HQ building, he's got the Mechanized Regiment HQ, but I feel like it might be too little too late. Here comes a Puma though, and I really like the choice actually. Pumas are very good against Shermans. Like, the armor on a Sherman is good, but it's just not quite good enough. Like, the Puma will basically penetrate almost every hit. But certainly once it gets to 2 and 3 star, it'll be getting very good damage on at a very rapid rate. Here comes a Calliope, by the way, though. So Puma against Shermans is a really smart choice. It does very well against those units. Microed well, it can take out many Shermans. Anyway, Calliope here takes a Panzerschreck from these Volks Grenadiers, but it's going to start launching its rockets ahoy. And I'm not sure about this choice of position. I think definitely you just want to rocket this building, basically. But he does catch a Volks Grenadier squad, not going to get any kills, but takes a lot of the health off the squad. But I mean, you know, we're talking here about a squad that can actually just heal itself because it's got more than 3 stars of veterancy. So not the best barrage from the Calliope, earning itself about a 5th of a level of veterancy, kind of a little meh. This Puma was able to come forward and get itself half a level of veterancy though, pinging some rounds into the American armor. And I like the camo, by the way. I really like this camo. I think this is one of the ones that you can't get unless you do the campaign or something like that. I don't know, but it's a really good, looks pretty cool, let's put it that way. Incendiary rounds going to be coming down off this LMG-34. That's actually going to be inflicting some damage onto this lieutenant. Not as much as I thought, actually. No, actually, it's basically doing nothing. And wow, I didn't realise this. The Rakettenwerfer has also been seized by the American forces, so that's going to be firing some rockets out of that window. That's going to make life pretty hard for that Puma, actually. That pretty much screens the Puma out and prevents it from stalking any American tanks that get wounded and try to fall back. And that's kind of almost when a Puma is really good, because I mean the Puma actually outranges most medium tanks, and it certainly does once you get some veterancy on it. So stalking its victims is what the Puma does best. And if you've got this Rakettenwerfer in this building, I mean, the Puma just can't answer that. So I guess you need the light gun to start hitting that building down, but that's going to take a long time. Whoa, the light gun's being forced to reposition. This MG getting set up in a nice position just at the right moment here. Prihodkos, I feel that was lucky, getting that one deployed just at the right time. Oh, but he loses a 5-star unit of Volks. They get blasted by a pineapple from these riflemen here. And he needs to prioritize firing at these riflemen with his MG. No point firing at these guys falling back when these guys are hosing you down. And the trouble is, once you lose the gunner on the MG, somebody else has to come up and reman it, and that means it's not firing, then he gets picked off. So this MG pretty much being useless right now, and that was just, the difference there was just focus firing the active squad rather than firing at this retreating squad. So anyway, Puma here in a great position though, getting some good damage. Rakettenwerfer pushing forward, and 1-star veterancy up on that Puma now, so it's beginning to climb the ladder up to being a pretty strong unit. The MG-34 is going to be taking care of that Rakettenwerfer, but it camos. The Sherman's going to take a dive on this Puma, which seems to make sense actually. Puma could use smoke though, and I think it might have to. Does he have the munitions? He does, but I think it's just... Oh no, he's even sitting still. That's really bad. Yeah, you never want to have a stationary Puma. Of course, they're much harder to hit when they're on the move, and they are actually like smaller than tanks, so you can use that movement to your advantage. The turret is jammed on this for now. The Puma was able to jam the turret, but I imagine he's just going to load HE shells in a second and start dominating this. Whoa! Able to get the Puma remanned and get another hit into this Sherman, which is now reasonably low, but he just doesn't have the Volks with Shreks on the field to deal with it. You know, I suspect he'd need like 2 squads to take out this Sherman, and they're just not there for the punish. Somehow though, and I did totally miss this, the Axis player has actually captured up onto the left flank and gotten some of those points. So Prihodkos somehow is not out of this. I'm amazed, but he's just not. Like, he's only got 4 squads. He's building a Pack 43 in a kind of... I don't like the positioning on this Pack 43. Again, I think it would be better here, because that way it doesn't have to shoot through the battle group at HQ. Like, and it also can, like, affect the left-hand side of the map a little better. Whoa, is he... He's never going to finish this, and the Calliope comes in for another barrage. This is just right here. Remember, when they're constructing, Storm Pioneers are especially fragile, so... The light gun gets taken out, good damage on the battle group at HQ, good damage on the Storm Pioneers, and that is going to be the moment that Prihodkos chooses to lose the game. I can't blame him at all. It seems to me like Prihodkos, they are a player who's actually reasonably new to and learning the Overcommand forces. I feel like his early game was a bit of a shambles, but he was able to pull it back a little bit in the mid-game. I think his major His major problems were the battle group at HQ should have been deployed here. This is a much more defensible position, and also allows you to attack the left-hand side of the map much more conveniently. I feel like he made a number of just simple mistakes. Having Storm Pioneers take engagements when they shouldn't be. Knowing when to engage and when not to engage with Storm Pioneers. I mean, it's a pretty formulaic thing to know, but you just need to know when you can engage and when you can't with them, and when they're going to be effective and when they're not. And it's not a particularly advanced skill. You just need a certain number of games under your belt, and you can make that judgment in an instant. So I feel like that was a little off. I feel like his Volksgrenadiers were trying to take fights at bad ranges against riflemen, and I feel like his he got hit by a couple of pineapples here and there, which were like quite devastating. And you know, credit where credit's due. Walther played that one nicely, going for pretty quick tech he went lieutenant into major pretty rapidly, keeping all of his squads alive. Look at the amount of veterancy over these squads, and then moving into a nice armored force that was pretty balanced actually. The Calliope bringing some range to the equation, and you know, he was able to grab an MG and also a Raketenwerfer, so he had quite a nice balanced force there at the end of that game, and you know, despite the shenanigans of the overcommand player, was just totally able to dominate. So so nicely done there by Walther. 24 minutes 15 and a handsome victory for him. So for now, this will be Magpie 842 signing out, but I will of course be bringing you some more videos over the coming days. I'm going to be around until at least Monday the 21st. After that, I'm probably going to be retreating to the family homestead, so there may be a lack of videos over the Christmas period. My family lives out in the middle of nowhere where we don't have internet. I kid you not, there's no internet out there. So I'm going to be going on out there, and I won't be able to upload videos. So yeah, I'll wish you all a Merry Christmas this Sunday, and maybe get some uploads going on the Monday. We'll see. So yeah, for now, this is Magpie 842 signing out.